Okay, today we're going to make a start on this beast, and we'll start with the passenger side front mudguard, and we're going to use the old, start with the worst bit first. And this guard's been really hammered. You can see here it's had a metal plate up from the cross member to hold the guard up straight because it's been so badly damaged, and they sort of lean over and yeah, people prop them up, but it's been on there a long time and the metal is eaten right into the Birmabright. It's torn and yeah. So we're going to fix that, and the first thing I'm going to do is split the guards. And you can see here, this shit's really untidy, and it's got a metal plate there. And what we're going to do is split it. I'll use the heat. First I'll wire wheel the threads on the bolts what I can get to, then use the heat and then undo them. You can see just how nasty it is, but we're going to make this straight, as straight as we can, and keep that patina. It's got this bracket that's been put on there to hold something up at some stage. You can see the rusty bracket inside. The bolts are a little bit rusty, and I'm going to wire wheel those and then hit them with the heat to get them undone. That's that inside of that bracket. It's going to be a little bit pitted there too. And with these early front guards on those, real early 80s, they've got this bracing strip here. That's one of the features of the real early vehicles. Going to fix all these holes where that's all pulled out. And there's that torn and deeply pitted and corroded, so we'll weld all those holes up, and then I'm going to have to blend that in. It's badly torn around the front there as well. You can see the tears here. Well, let's see if we can get this thing back on and look on the goods with the patina. We'll have to make that. We'll have to make this up. And you can see here, it's missing the bracing rib around the inside of the mudguard here. We're going to have to make one of those up. I might even have some on a really half cut or a trash piece of guard somewhere that I can fit in. But yeah. And as you can see here, I'm just giving those a slight turn before I hit them with the heat. The heat gun is one of the best things you can buy for working on old Land Rovers, especially with the corrosion between the steel and the Birmabright. Even the most corroded nuts and bolts will come undone easily with the heat. Now the trick to this is not to hold it directly on and buckle all your panels. Just get it out to the side and let the heat blow out the end as much as you can, rather than keeping it pointed directly on the Birmabright panel. Now without the heat, these are just spray. I'm sure a lot of people just get a grinder and cut them off, but I try and save all the original bolts. And these aren't all that bad. And as you can see there, that really wasn't that hard. A lot of times, that one there I couldn't get the impact gun on it. But the trick is to use a small impact gun and the smallest bits and pieces so that it fits into all of those locations easily. Now the trick to this, single hex socket, the closest size in a metric, and single hex, otherwise you'll strip your nuts, and you don't want stripped nuts. Another trick that I use as well is to paint all the Whitworth spanners in yellow. It just makes it really easy to find your tools. You can just glance over it, 10 metres away and see your tool. Now, I just go and throw those straight into a tub of vinegar. By the time you get back to them, they'll be absolutely like brand new. And you can see there, it's definitely got some tears and that in it. It's actually going to be pretty hard to get the angle right and show you how to panel beat it and get inside the guard and you be able to see it. So bear with us. But what I'm doing now is I'm just going to give it a tap up with the flipper. Just any small little dents in the flat surface, just go along and see how many I can iron out without destroying the patina. Luckily for me, it looks like a herd of elephants held a rave on this front guard at one stage. This is what I mean about having to use heat, because you can tap this down all day long on a flat surface and you're not going to get it flat. Because the metal's so stretched from it being hit so many times, it needs to be heat shrunk before you can start to get it flat. Now you need to be a bit of a contortionist working on this gear.